Hey guys, why is it repeating? Oh, I know what's going on. Hello, and welcome to the channel. Uh, this is my new live setup, which you may have seen me test it a few times here and there, but it is new to me. I am no longer in the old one, which we'll get to that in just a minute. But before we bring our guests, I thought the people that are here already, I thought I would at least talk to you guys, explain the new sort of setup so that you have some idea what's actually going on. I've had a lot of issues lately with audio sync, but I think that is a StreamYard issue from what I've been able to tell. I'm going to do my best to keep up with everything in the chat tonight. So if you've got a wrench and you want to help out, awesome. If you don't and you want to help out, let me know by tagging my name in the comments, and I'll do my best to flip over there and make you one. Ready, Set, Drone. Kelly is already in the comments, so that's pretty awesome. Before we get into me going through and reading in the comments and talking to everybody and starting to say hi to everybody, I want to finish telling you about this new room setup. I've been busy on every little extra moment I have trying to get this all set up. Hopefully, is the audio good? I assume you guys can hear me because I just know Jaybird asked for a wrench, so I'm going to hook you up with a wrench, Jaybird. There you go. And as you can see, this is the mic I'm using. I'm using a Canon T7i. This was the setup that I was almost done making at the shop at my tattoo studio. So sadly, you're not going to see me doing live streams with this quality mic and camera at the shop. If I ever do any, it's going to be with a phone live that way. I actually was thinking it'd be sort of fun for the people here now to see the old setup so you can sort of see where I was and how it came to this. So let me go ahead and bring this over, and we'll have Sean, myself, bring you to the shop and remind you what we used to were doing there. Well, thanks, Sean. Let me remind you guys what the studio used to look like compared to what you've been watching tonight. Just testing the audio here, testing, seeing the camera with the lights. Notice the lighting sucks now. My desk is gone. This is where the computer used to be. The wall's plain. There's no more blue foam on it. Still have that painting, still have the Rubik's Cubes collection in there. You still have the brick wall. I'm gonna miss all that stuff, but this is gonna turn into my storage room and hangout room for the employees I hope to be hiring this fall and winter. So it's all for the best. The foam is staying on the wall though, because it's sort of fun to smoosh. I really need to get off my butt and make a video about those and maybe give them away. I don't know. And now back to you, Sean, at the new studio. Why, thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. Hopefully the audio stayed synced to my mouth to some degree. The other day when I would play videos like that and come back to myself, it would be off like a bad kung fu movie. So that's where we used to be set up to do this stuff. And I love the art on the walls, and I've definitely gone for something a little more plain here. This is a rental house, so I can't paint the walls and do all the stuff to the degree that I could at my own studio. But hopefully this setup will satisfy. Now, Kelly's going to be joining us with Ready, Set, Drone here shortly. And I've got some videos that I'm going to share. We're going to talk a lot about spin up and a little bit about spin down, but I want to focus a lot on spin up because a lot of you hopefully are all familiar with it. But if you're not, we will definitely get you more familiar with it by the end of tonight's show. So let me go through and say hello to a few people. And hopefully by the time we're done, Kelly is in the chat. He'll join us. I sent him a link, and hopefully that's working. And he'll join us here shortly. But let's say Agent K is in the room. Joe is in there. Everybody is saying hi to each other. I love that, man. That's what this is about. It's all about the community. And everyone's sort of making friends. That's why we actually are doing these events like spin up and spin down, because with those events, everyone has a chance that they can come together and meet and hang out and share the love for YouTube, drones, and all the other cameras. Let me see if I missed anything. One thing you guys can do for me, and it might be helpful for Kelly as well, depending on what browser he's using. But if you put the @ symbol in front of our name in the chat, it makes a little orange box around it, and it makes it that much easier for me to find something when it's directed directly to me. Like just for now, I just saw Michael Wright say he needs a wrench. So there you are. Michael, you are now a moderator. Use it wisely. One other thing for you to remember is when you're typing in the chat, it's almost instant, but there's about a 10 to 20 second delay here on the screen from what you're writing. So if you write something and you expect an immediate response, it's just not going to happen. There's just a delay. So I think without further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring our guest in. He is in here right now. Let's see. There he is. There's the man. Although I can't hear him for some reason.
Because I'm not talking.
Oh, there we go. Now I can hear him. You had me tripped out. You fooled me.
How's it going?
Pretty good, Kelly. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'll show you my setup. It's a messy office here with a pile of batteries over there charging, and I do have some cool foam on my wall now, though. So
nice.
I got that going for me. Anyway, good to see everyone.
Foam all on this wall here. You know, I'll show you. Let me turn on the light, and here's the thing, Kelly. When I moved up here,
I think that setup looks great, by the way. I think it looks really good with the video game back there and the kind of dark background. I think it looks fantastic.
And I got the mountains behind me since I'm embracing the mountain thing.
That's right.
But here's the thing. Living up here, I'm in a fraction of the size of a room that I would have been back in Texas.
Yeah. I realize it's a bit more expensive for a place, compared to what you pay in Texas. Yeah.
That was the biggest adjustment for us all when we moved here is we just need to use our house basically to sleep.
You have a fantastic view. I mean, your backyard, you're looking up at the mountains. You can hop on that trail to ride to work. I mean, you have a pretty good setup. You're giving up in space what you're gaining in ambiance.
Exactly. That's what you pay for up here is the view. It's 100% what you do. You are so good at staying on top of the chat while being live, Kelly. I got to give you props for that. I'm sitting over here trying to read things and see if there's anything I'm going to be able to pop up on the screen. Like I see Jenna is here. Mel's here. Four-Eyed Canine is here. I never realized his picture was a dog with some kind of glasses on until I highlighted it in the live thing like this.
It's funny too, because then some people change their screen name and then you don't know who they are anymore. Right? So you're like, wait a minute, I thought you were and it's funny too, because someone who was it, recovery one drone said, is that the best shirt you could wear? This is my Schoolhouse Rock shirt, man.
Dude, that is an awesome shirt. I actually got the old DJI shirt on. This is a pretty rare shirt. Not a lot of people have.
I've never seen that before. That's very cool.
I get all the rare stuff. Now, Kelly, before I get too far ahead, I've got a box over here. I don't know if you're aware. Skydio came through and sent me some swag for Spin Down.
Really? Oh,
yes.
That's awesome.
I've never even
seen Skydio swag before. I didn't know they made it. I mean, all companies make it, but it's not very. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So if you hold that up, will your drone land on it?
Ooh, that would be a hilarious test. Probably not because it's curved, but maybe.
Yeah.
I still haven't done the one in my hand. I still need to do that video. Time has been so limited.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And pretty much I put out a video today, and then I think pretty much until spin up, that's all I'm going to be doing for the next week, I think.
Yeah. I put one out, a very small one today, that I could probably share because it's got some beautiful. So I actually have some videos put aside to share with everybody when we get to the Spin Down topic.
Okay.
You'll be so surprised. We went outside today, and I was going to go film a video and make an actual real nice video for Spin Down to bring to play at Spin Up. And I went outside, and it smelled like a campfire. There was so much smoke everywhere. I could barely see across the street.
Oh, is that from California?
No, it's from our fires up here. It's like maybe 30 minutes to an hour away.
Wow, that's hopefully it'll cool down, get a little rain, and knock all that stuff out.
Yeah, we are past the rain stage. Tomorrow we're supposed to get anywhere from, where I'm at, give or take 3-4 inches of snow. Just a little bit higher at the mountains, they could get anywhere from 5 to 10.
I think there must be a cold front blowing through because we're out of the hundreds, which is great, but we have been in the 90s, and I think we're going to get down into the high 70s, low 80s later this week. So that must be the same front that's blowing through for you.
I'm sure. Yeah, it'd take a few days to get down from here to there, but it should cool you off nicely.
Yeah, yeah, no, it'll be great for when you come down, and super excited to see you and Brennan and Ken Herron and Original Dobo and Chris Rollins, and we're gonna be together. We're gonna practice social distancing. I actually have a setup in my studio in such a way that we can. It'll look a little bit like this. It's going to be a picture-in-picture, even though we're going to be in the same room, but we're going to be on separate cameras, separate desks, separate microphones, all that stuff to take care of stuff. But I'm actually also setting up a Tiny Whoop racing course around the studio that we're going to get to do. So I hope
all you guys are leaving me in the dust on the whole FPV thing. I'm going to have to buy one. I'm going to have to buy one and learn.
So I mean, 100%. Sam Burns actually, I think it was Sam Burns who I was chatting with just a little while ago. Several people were talking about these. The GEP RC rocket. I mean, this setup I got is just astonishingly good, easy to fly right out of the gate. I mean, you can start off in angle mode and fly it pretty much like you would a normal drone, with the exception of the GPS, and a lot more punch out and power. But then once you get good at it and you start flying in acro, it's just, you can just go anywhere with this thing. I call it a park explorer. I've flown it through little tiny gaps in trees, little tiny gaps in fences, all kinds of stuff.
That's nice. So it can handle outside conditions.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you could go two ways. You could go with the tiny whoops like we flew when I was up there, which are great for indoors and only work outdoors if it's not too windy.
Yeah. You'll have to let me try that one out, because what I started flying drones with was a Blade Nano, which has no GPS.
I remember that.
There's no up and down control.
Yeah.
What you hit it to do, it goes. It's basically an FPV drone before FPV drones became a thing.
Well, it was an acro drone, like an unstabilized acro drone.
Yeah,
I had that same one, and I remember being frustrated at first, and then finally kind of starting to get it. But honestly, Sean, it's easier to fly that sort of thing with goggles than it is line of sight.
Really? Because at the hotel when you guys came, or the condo we rented, I did not try it with the goggles. Or did I? I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, you did. You guys. I have some film of you and Little Eddie running around.
Little Eddie.
Little Eddie.
Oh, I'll have to try it again while I'm there. Now,
I haven't talked to Little Eddie in a while. I'm talking about Ed Ricker. I'm not normally the kind of guy that gives people derogatory nicknames, but for some reason I started calling him Little Eddie, and he hated it. So,
so stuck.
But last time I heard from him, I saw his entire window had blown out of his house, like over his desk. I saw a post online. I forgot what happened. It shattered.
That's what broke his desk then.
Yeah.
His desk was glass, wasn't it? Or was there just glass on his desk?
No, I think it was the window that broke onto it. So, and by the way, I just want to make sure, while we have a good number of people on right now, I'm going to give a shout out to Geeksvana. So Sean from Geeksvana is doing the official Spin Up pre-show on the morning of Spin Up, which will be this Saturday, the 12th. Now it's going to be afternoon for him in the UK. I think he's starting at 2:30 UK time, which I believe is 8:30 a.m. Central US time. So do the time conversions. But basically, right before Spin Up starts, everyone should go over to Geeksvana's channel. He showed me a preview of what he's doing, and it's awesome. I mean, he's got like all kinds of stuff lined up about the different features. He's got content, he's got previews, he's got guests and videos. It's going to be, I think, a regular show for him, but he's going to focus a lot on Spin Up. So if you are planning to watch Spin Up, you should definitely watch the pre-show on Geeksvana's channel. As a matter of fact, I would say right now, we all need to subscribe to each other's channels. But if you're not subscribed to Geeksvana, you're really missing out, because he does great stuff. He's got a very high, I don't even know if he's a graphic designer or something, because all of his thumbnails are super awesome, as are yours, Sean. Maybe there's something about Sean.
So if one of the mods has a second, make sure you post a link to his channel. That way, Kelly and I don't have to dig it up while we're talking.
Yeah. Or makes Geeksvana a mod, and he can do it himself, I think.
Is he not one? Did I not make him one yet?
No, that's what I was saying. There's a lot of people in here that I normally see with wrenches that don't have them on your channel.
I'm trying, man. I'm throwing wrenches. I'm just new to the live game, Kelly.
I know, and wasn't our thing in Colorado one of your first live streams?
Well, no. I mean, I've done some live streams, but like proper, like the way that we're doing it now. This setup is all new.
I have to tell the story real quick. You, me, and Ed had been out snowboarding, and we got back, and we literally all sat down at our own laptops. We're like swapping cards all around the room. Like, here's all the 360 footage for Sean. Here's all the drone footage for Ed. Here's all the action camera footage for Kelly. And we put together a show in like 2 hours, and then went online. And that was such a blast. I really enjoyed it.
That was the last minute. Everyone just power editing on their own computers, and then take this, take that, swap this, put those together. That was pretty cool.
Fortunately, the Airbnb had really good internet, so we were able to do pretty well.
Did they ever?
Yeah.
I still have to try to get my internet upped. I'm trying to work with them so that they'll just give it to me for a month and not make me sign up for a year. Because now that I've got all my stuff here. Yeah, well, now that I brought it all here, I don't want the high speed at the shop for a year. I'd rather it just be here.
Gotcha.
So, but that's a business account. This is a personal. I got to call them back and try to talk to someone higher up.
And business accounts always tend to be more expensive for some reason.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Because you're making money with them, so they charge you more.
I guess so. Well, so what else has been going on with you? Anything exciting? You got some snow coming? You're excited to get out of the mountain?
Yeah, I mean, the resorts aren't going to be open anytime soon. November 6th is when Keystone, which is the one you went to, is going to be open right next to me. I put my money down on the pass. It's going to be an interesting year because they're doing social distancing at the mountain, as well as a limited amount of people at a time that can go.
That could actually work out well for you as a local,
yes,
because it just means you're going to have fewer tourists and more shorter lines, all that good stuff.
And that is exactly what I'm hoping for, because you can actually book 7 days at a time. So I can pre-book 7 days. And as soon as I use 1 day, I can then add another day on. So technically, I could be booked every single day, every week if I wanted to.
So you book it actually like a session or something?
Kind of, yeah. You do a reservation. So if you were going to come up with your family and you knew you wanted to come December, or let's say January 5th through 10th, you would try to buy your pass. You would try to reserve those dates. And if you could, then you'd go ahead and plan the rest of your vacation. Now, if a lot of people are going to just not even want to deal with that. A lot of people might not get the times that they wanted. And that's what's hopefully going to thin out the numbers here. Plus, international travel is down.
Right. You won't have as many people. But, that's also not good for the economy.
No, but I've been slammed with just the economy. All the businesses up here have been so busy. It's been a madhouse for the last 3-4 months. Since they opened us back up, it's been insane.
Yeah.
I haven't had a break. I don't know.
Pent up demand, probably.
Well, no one can go anywhere else, so they're all coming up here. I have people driving from Kansas, Texas, California, you name it, they're coming here because they can't fly anywhere else. They got to stay in the country.
Yeah. But, no, I hear
you. This May through August has been busier this time than since we've opened. I mean, it's been insane. I've been turning 10 to 20 people away.
And that's coming after you had kind of a period where you couldn't be open, and so you lost some revenue. So I'm glad to hear that you're kind of making up for it now.
Yeah, so everything is back. Oh, Chris Hope just joined us. Nice to see you,
Chris Hope in the house.
So yeah, but everything's going pretty well. What you got there? Did he make you a knife?
Yeah. It's my official package opener.
Nice.
Hey, Mel's in the house. We got old guy and a drone. Mitch is there. And also I noticed, I think it was Coast to Coast said, or what, it was either Coast to Coast or somebody said that that you were a little fuzzy, Sean. I noticed one thing in StreamYard. When you actually set up StreamYard, it defaults to 480 instead of 720. So I actually switched mine to 720. So maybe that helps with the video.
I wonder if I can switch that while I'm in the middle of it. I don't think so. Wait, let me look down here.
Yeah, you just go to your video feed and like the video source, and then tell it to go to 720 instead. I think it's 720 is the highest it'll do. But and you got a super chat from Jaybird Drone. He says,
"Oh, nice.
Sean rocks."
Thank you very much, Jaybird.
Totally right about that. Sean is the nicest tattooed fellow I know.
And if it's fuzzy, if he's talking about the camera, it's probably because I'm using manual. Because see, if I turn on autofocus,
then the background gets all.
Then I get.
Oh, you get this kind of
square comes on. I'm probably in better focus now, but
if I was trying to hit you with a sniper rifle, that would help, though.
Yeah, right.
but I'm not. So,
but I'm trying
not
to
this
get
time, Sean.
Is that better? Hopefully that's all right.
Yeah.
I know
So
in the replay, what's really cool is when you watch these in the replay, they're crisp. Like with these newer cameras, they're so much nicer looking in the replays than what they are when you're live.
I also want to give a quick shout out to Jenna. Jenna C is in the house, and she sent me actually a pretty funny video earlier today that I watched. I haven't replied to you yet, Jenna, but I did check it out, and I have some thoughts. So I'll get back to you about that. So thank you for sending. Much appreciated.
I just got to say, Level Drone, thank you very much. I appreciate that you think I look fine, but I'm taken already. So.
Geeksvano with the £5 super chat.
£5. That's awesome.
Yeah. That's
Very
like
cool.
$40 or something, I think.
Yeah, my buddy. Okay, so a while ago, I have a buddy that's from England, from North England, and he used to come over here and work construction every summer and go back there. Or no, I'm sorry, I got that backwards. He lives here. He'd go back there to work construction with his father.
Right.
There,
and
make a ton of money, bring it here, and be like, tons of money.
Yeah. Suddenly, like 10 pounds becomes $15 or something. I
think it used to be like £2 to the dollar or $2.50. It got up to $3 at one point.
Yeah. So Mel says, I have a new clip to represent Spin Down. All right, Mel. You gonna send it to me? I'd love to check it out. And by the way, Mel, I am almost ready. Right after Spin Up is over, I'm gonna finish that airplane video. I shot a whole bunch of B-roll of it. I did my first chase of an airplane with the drone yesterday, and it was so much fun, Sean. That's where FPV really shines, is getting that thing on, locking into something, and then just chasing it all around a field. It was such a blast. Yeah,
I really need to make the time to learn it a little bit more thoroughly.
Well, start with a simulator. I mean, you have a pretty ripping MacBook. If you sign up for Steam, the gaming service Steam.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with it?
I am. My son plays the heck out of it, but I'm not.
So just get on his account and download the DRL sim or Liftoff. Those are my two favorites, and you can start playing right away. And it's pretty amazing. If you spend an hour a day for 10 days in a row, you'll get way, way better. And then when you buy your FPV drone, you'll be ready to go.
I just don't have an hour a day right now. That's my problem.
Yeah. No,
and once I hire people, the whole point of me doing this here, as you saw in the video I played earlier, is you can see I was starting to clear out the back room. I'm turning that into a storage room / hangout room for people to hire. So that I can hire a piercer and another artist. And as soon as I have at least that's going to free me up time-wise. I'll be able to open 7 days a week, open earlier, have time to go on longer trips, like we talked about, possibly going to Alaska for longer and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, I know that would be awesome. So Sam Burton says Liftoff is not on Mac. I have it actually. I think I have it right here on my desktop. Yep, I have a iMac and I have Liftoff through Steam, and it works great. So.
Okay, that's good to know.
But the other cool thing, Sean, once you get the opportunity, and this is something we could all do together with Liftoff or the DRL game, you can set up a multiplayer game where everybody can join remotely, and so you can play against other people around the country. So we could race against each other,
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. You'll have to show me all this whenever Spin Up is calmed down enough that we have time to do all that.
Yeah, I'm super psyched about the chemistry that we're going to have. I think I've also been getting in the presentations from the remote presenters, as well as the people who are going to be coming in via Skype during the presentations. It's going to be really cool because it's a whole bunch of people. It's going to be a lot of different topics, right? It isn't just one topic over and over again, and it'll be a bit of a marathon. I think we're going to be on the air for about 4.5 hours. So
nice.
That's really my only thing. But I'm glad you guys are going to be there because I don't have to sit and chat for 4 hours. I can kind of get us going, bring you in, bring Ken Herron in, bring Chris in. It's going to be a ton of fun.
Well, before we get too much into the little things like that, if anyone in the chat right now has no clue what we're talking about, what Spin Up or Spin Down is, I know it's going to take a little bit before you hear this, but when you do hear this, tag Kelly or I and just say, I have no clue, or hashtag I don't know, so that we have an idea if anyone actually doesn't know what we're talking about, so we can sort of fill you in a little bit more thoroughly. And while we're waiting for that, Kelly, I want to play something here. hopefully you're okay with this.
Okay.
Probably should have asked, but
Go for it.
I'm going to share it anyways because this is my favorite. This is what I think should win. Let's see if we can.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So I forgot to mention the song contest.
Steve, you're lying.
No, I ended up getting 7 different entries.
So this one, I haven't heard but 5, and they're all great in their own way. But this one, I'll show you what this reminds me of in just a second. Let me find it while this plays.
So here's the thing. I've tried very hard to be impartial. That's why so some of these were sent to me as videos. That's why I stripped the video out.
Yeah.
I didn't give them a name. I didn't say who they were. I want to be very impartial, but I agree with you. They're all different styles too, like very different styles. So that one is fantastic, but there are others in there that are fantastic too. I don't know if you noticed this too. I also hid the number of likes that they have. So nobody
Yes, I did notice that.
Nobody knows who's got the most likes so far. And the prize for everyone who doesn't know is a Mavic Air 2. So it's a big deal. Like I'm giving away a Mavic Air 2.
I'll tell you, I heard that one, Kelly, and I sort of decided, well, I'm not going to, I don't have the time anyways right now. So when I finally make my version, I'll make it, but I'm not going to enter the contest.
I think the bar is pretty high with a couple of them. So it's kind of one of those things where if you didn't have a lot of time to put into it at this point, it would be hard. I think it'd be hard to win, but who knows? It's funny because I think we have a very positive crew too. And a lot of people here have contributed to, or have voted for some of the ones that were less polished. So so it's actually closer than you might think.
Well, I'm sure it is. My assumption is that the one
Giants. I thought exactly the same thing. That it sounded like they might be Giants, dude.
Yeah. Oh, you saw what I was putting up before I even hit play. Listen to this for just a second.
Yeah.
But the guy sounds so much like him.
No. That's really funny. I heard that version and I thought it sounded like they might be Giants. I love they might be Giants. I actually
shared that version on Twitter and tagged they might be Giants on it. Hopefully they'll listen to it.
Wow. Cool.
I was so impressed with the guy's quality and the way that he sounded so much like him, whoever it is.
The anonymous entry number 2.
Yep, that's my vote.
So
unless I hear the other two,
I will. I don't even know if I should say it, but
Kelly, you can't really go off of likes because if you have 2 others that you're going to enter, they'll have less time to get likes.
You can only enter 1 per person.
No, I know, but you said there was 7 total.
Oh yeah, but they were late getting them to me, so
they don't count anymore.
No, they count. And as a matter of fact, I actually made a post each time I got a new entry. I made a post and pushed people to it. Like I moved their link to the top of the queue. So it's actually been pretty even in terms of the number of views. But the Sunrise Water Media says they do sound kind of similar.
I would give them multiple thumbs up. I'm so impressed with the quality of whoever did that. They know what they're doing. Now there was another one that was sort of a bluegrass kind of just Southern rock feel.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. I think that's going to probably be one that a lot of people reach out to, but I am not the guy to judge what's going to win because I am so opposite of what's mainstream. Like the version that I would have put in, Kelly, would have been dark and creepy and punky and sort of a Nine Inch Nails kind of Ministry kind of combo with the Cure mixed in. It would have been something that no one probably would have liked except me.
Well, I don't know, Sean, because Sean and I, when I was in Colorado, we were playing we were playing poker or Cards Against Humanity with your girlfriend and her friend and little Eddie, and having a good time. Anyway, I've got my laptop sitting there and I'm kind of DJing, playing some music, and this song comes on that nobody knows, absolutely nobody knows. You remember what it was?
I don't know, but I remember knowing it.
It was the Country Death Song by
Violent Femmes. Yeah. I love that song.
So that comes on. It's like this acoustic, really dark song, but like a really great jam. I mean, fantastic musician. Not one of their hits by any means, but I love that song. And Sean just like starts singing along, and I'm like, whoa. So we did have. I want to go back real quick. We did have a question earlier. I think it was Sam asked what Spin Up was.
Okay.
We got a couple of the I don't knows. Was that right? Was it Sam?
Yep, I just put it up on the screen.
Nice. So basically, Spin Up, if you go to spinup2020.com, you can see it there. Oh goodness, Recovery One drone. That's funny. So anyway, we put on this event. This is the third year in a row. It is a meetup of the drone community. In the last 2 years, it was in person. This year with COVID, we decided to do it as a live stream, which is a little bit odd for a meetup situation. But what's cool about it is we're going to have a whole bunch of drone creators, literally kind of a lot of the people that we watch here today, plus some folks who are in the industry, like Jason Shappert, who is an instructor. We're going to have the drone girl, who is pretty well known for being one of the most vocal and well-known female pilots. The DRL is going to be there. The president of the DRL, actually, Rachel Jacobson, as well as NERC. So we've got a really good mix of FPV, camera drone people, kind of social media drone people, and then people like Sean and Chris Rollins. You know, they do a lot of drone stuff, but I wouldn't call them necessarily drone people. They do a lot more than that. Chris does a lot of science stuff, and Sean does a lot of stuff with skateboards and with art and with 360 cameras. So it's a cool mix of presenters. Last year, as a matter of fact, I see Chris Hope there, and I see Chris Hope follows Time of Dre. Dre spoke, and she talked about how to do well on Instagram, and I found it fascinating. So Anyway, Sam, Bill made you ask. Okay, sorry, I'm going on about it, but it is going to be like a 4-hour supercharged telethon drone YouTube extravaganza.
I think you summed it up pretty well, and it's free if you want it to be free.
Yeah, absolutely.
So normally
the
the
only
big
fee I think it is if you want to win.
Yeah, so there's different levels. So if you haven't already signed up, you should, or you should at least show up. But there's a free version. You just come on and you join the chat and you hang out with all of us, and we're just doing our thing, just like this, totally free. Or I think, correct me if I'm wrong, there's a couple different tiers of paid versions, which gets you into raffles and things like that to win different prizes that DJI and other companies have given Kelly. And we're talking, they're not little prizes. There's big prizes like the RoboMaster, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they're giving away a Mavic Air 2. Yep. Probably, I would not be surprised if there's a regular Mavic as well, Mavic 2.
The Mavic 2 Pro. Also the Osmo Action, the Osmo, what's the one that has the gimbal? The Osmo Pocket, the Ronin S. They're giving that away. DJI's thrown in a whole bunch of stuff, plus some swag. DRL, actually one of the coolest prizes from the Drone Racing League. And you said you wanted to get into flying FPV. You'll get an hour of private coaching on the DRL sim with Jet, who is the 2-time winner of the Drone Racing League championships. So one of the fastest drone pilots and super nice guy in the world will give you an hour.
Online class he'll give you?
Yeah, so basically you would have to have the Drone Racing League game installed.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But I mean, you can get it on Steam for like $20, so it's not a big deal. So basically you can get on with him and he'll spend an hour coaching you on how to fly better FPV. And then Artco Drone Solutions mentioned here about the Tiny Hawk 2 FPV. Tiny Hawk is giving away a bunch of their stuff. They're going to have ready to fly kits, the Tiny Hawk 2 FPV, the Tiny Hawk 2 Freestyle, the ready to fly kit version of that. They've got a whole bunch of Tiny Hawk stuff that'll be given away. And then Remote Pilot 101 is also giving away free classes, lifetime memberships, and t-shirts. So if you win, you can take your Part 107. You can get your Part 107 for free, basically, by taking their class. And
it makes sense that you would have to pay for this because you have to pay the shipping to ship this to everybody.
Well, I mean, the costs for me are, I've actually hired a video crew to, I have access to these things, but we have a contractor that we work with that does a lot of our corporate live streaming. He's awesome. He's a guy that does a lot of sports stuff for the University of Texas here. And so he and his crew are coming in to live stream for us. So I don't have to push buttons. I don't have to worry about technical stuff. They'll have all that covered for us, which is really nice. Of course, we're going to have the all the giveaways and the shipping, and people who do the hero level. I have a new t-shirt that I probably should have worn tonight, but it says "Don't Fly Alone." It's got the Ready Set Drone, or it's got the Spin Up Hero logo on the front, and then all the sponsors on the back. I got Ready Set Drone hats made. So if you're a hero, you'll get a hat. There's a bunch of other swag that I'm giving away that all got paid for by these tickets.
Philip, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Says he's liking the new studio. Nice, clean look. And, you know, as much as I love my old studio, this is growing on me.
It really looks good, Sean. So what is that? What is that glowing thing back there? How did you make that?
Well, let me turn on the light and I'll show you. Okay. Give everybody a tour.
Because that to me looks like some sort of a cityscape or something with the lights behind it. Oh, are you using the A10 Mini too?
What's that?
Are you using the A10 Mini?
I am.
Nice.
It finally came in.
So is that a window?
That is a pegboard.
With LEDs behind it?
Yep.
Oh.
So I've got, GoPros hanging up on there. If we go up here, it's a little dark, so I guess I'd have to turn the lights around, but let me see. Again.
Yeah, I mean I thought it looked like kind of a cityscape. Oh, I see. That's literally just a pegboard where you're hanging stuff.
Yep.
I thought it was some sort of art piece, and now
nope.
See now that you show us, it's like turning on the lights at a bar.
Drones over there and batteries charging, and you got the skateboard, and you can barely make it out over there. The lighting's not so great right now, even with the lights on. And then I have a box over there that's full of swag for spin up and more skateboards. It's a tiny room. It's it's probably like 10 by 10. It's ridiculously tiny.
Well, it looks great. I mean, the video game system looks really cool back there. I would suggest if you hang those skateboards up, putting a little light behind the skateboards too would look really cool.
Oh, they have them. They already have LEDs. So if you guys remember, my old studio had blue foam and black foam.
Yep.
I found a way to still use the blue foam. Nice.
No, it looks great.
So it's getting there. Let me get this set back up.
And so far you haven't had any dropouts. I mean, it seems like the internet is working just fine.
Tonight it's okay. I do think I'm going to need to bump it up a little bit to the next tier, because you can't. You know what sucks is you go online and you look to try to find what the different upload speeds are, and they don't tell you even if you click more information.
Most people don't care about upload speeds. Most people.
That's all I care about.
No, I know. As I'd say, probably most people in this audience care a lot about upload speeds. But no, it looks great, man. I like it. And I was going to say, Artco said he finished a video of the Tiny Hawk 2. I will go check that out. Art, the Tiny Hawks are, if you are getting into flying FPV, these ready to fly kits that they're giving away at the event. Emax is the maker of the Tiny Hawk. Those are going to be a great place to start. So if you don't have something already and you win one of these, you'll be set. Hey, Jared.
The difference is now I have dogs that scratch on the door that want to come in the room with me. So.
Yeah, I've got kids that do that. So push them away.
So kids, I'm trying to think. So I normally get a cool car for spin up when I come out.
Yeah.
I spend a little extra.
A little convertible action.
Well, the first year I did. Remember that? And the second year, I think I had the Dodge Challenger, which Ed was flying FPV from inside. Well, when you said that the weather was going to be really good this weekend, I went back.
It's kind of gotten a little rainier chance. We talked yesterday? Like it was partly cloudy, and now it's got a full cloud on the weather. So double check before you get a motorcycle or something. Are you getting a motorcycle?
No, they don't rent motorcycles from Enterprise.
Okay,
that would be awesome though. I'd have too much stuff on my back and bags.
Right. You're going down the road with your drones.
Well, I had originally booked at the same time I booked my flight. I booked the rental car, and it was like $147 for the week or however long I'm staying to basically have an SUV, which was ridiculously cheap for an SUV. And I've found that over the time, I'll book one through Enterprise, and you have to put no money down. You just reserve it. And then as time goes on, I check again and again to see if there's any better deals. And for about $50 more this time, the convertible popped up again yesterday. So I switched it. I got rid of the SUV and popped in the convertible. So
is it just you? Are you coming by yourself?
Yeah, I'm just coming along.
Yeah. So you have, you can throw stuff in the back seat, assuming it has one.
Yeah. So I'm not bringing much stuff with me. I'm bringing a bag, bringing a swimsuit, bringing at least one drone. I don't have any FPV drones to bring with you guys. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to bring the Mavic Air 2 or the Skydio. Probably the Air 2.
Mike Kinney says, I remember Ed ripping around your car last year. Yeah, Ed was tearing it up.
That was
turn up
impressive.
With not only that, I remember that shot of you and Dono in the garage going around you guys in circles.
Yeah, he was like, ah! That was so funny.
That was very cool. Yeah. Well, it's going to be a different vibe this year, but again, I appreciate everyone who's going to tune in. We have a great community, and I did want to make it in such a way that, I mean, in all honesty, I wish I could make money at this. This would be, if I could do that, I would do this full time. Like I'd have 2 a year or do them in multiple cities. It's harder to make money at this than people might think. And so for everyone who did buy a ticket, especially the people who bought the hero tickets, I really appreciate that, because that does help keep this something that is economically sustainable. And ultimately, it's going to be a good experiment to do this as an online event this year, because I think in the future, when we go back to live events, I think we'll stream it as well. I think it'll be both in the future.
Oh, I just saw Steve's post.
Well, he's saying he only gets 40 megabits up.
I'd be fine with 40. I think I got between 4 and 6 right now of upload speeds. That's what we're running right now.
Says 40 megabits isn't bad. I'm kind of in the same boat at home. I don't get maybe 20 upload speed at home. Now at work I have fiber, and so at work I have 200 up and 200 down. So that's why we're doing this from my office, because I have
nice
speed.
Yeah, that's really nice. I would love to have even 10 up, and I'd be pretty stoked.
So Mel sent me a clip, and I'm not sure if he wants me to play it now, although I don't think I can play it now.
Well, I think you can. You can share your screen if you're on a computer. Yeah. All so right. Is it? You should be able to share your screen down there.
If you have your clothes off in this, I'm going to be really upset, because
so am I. So am I.
Chris, Doc Murdoch is here. Good to see you, man. Let me see if I can get this from Mel on my computer here.
So something just to tell, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but when Kelly was out here with Ed, we were actually scouting places to hold the entire spin up event out here.
Yeah, we were.
And they came out and went snowboarding, and we found a couple of really cool places. So then all of a sudden, 2020 happened, and it is what it is. But I think it's a pretty cool thing that everyone's still going to be able to get together, and that we are still going to be able to have a small thing afterwards. It sucks we can't have more people come out for Spin Down. Oh, I wish we could, but it is limited due to limitations that are put on by the city or our county, as well as actually our entire state right now.
All right. I just Mel had texted me a link. It didn't show up on my computer. It only showed up on my phone, but I just tested it to myself. And now I have it here. So, all right, if I want to share my screen, I just hit share screen, huh?
Yep. And recovery drone, I'm not doing 10 up. I'm actually doing about 4 to 6 up.
All right, let me see if I can do the share screen here thing. Entire screen or window application.
So if you do, it's not shared. If you drag it, Kelly, if you open a web browser page and you drag it into the web browser and you open it up as a web browser page through StreamYard, you can click at the bottom, share audio, and then if there's audio to it, we'll be able to hear the audio.
Okay, hold on. Oh, wow. This is whoa. So I have the audio turned down on that. Let me see if I can turn the audio up. So you're saying, how do I share the audio? Oh, goodness.
So is it a video file?
It's a YouTube clip. Here, why don't I just text it to you? I'll text it to you and then you can play it.
Okay. Don't text it. Send it through like Facebook or something, because I'm on an Android. So if you text it, then I got to email it to myself and extra steps.
Can I email it to you?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll pull it up.
Let's see here. All right.
Mel says there's no audio, so we don't have to do all this. Just click share screen or share application. There's no audio. Right. It doesn't matter.
Are you still seeing my screen?
I see you. Yeah. So if you hit share screen, and then it should pop up on my end, and I'll just click, and then the audience can see it. All
right. So I'm going to go to this guy here, and I'm going to go here.
And Art, I would be happy with the down. All I need is 40 down. I can watch Netflix all day long with 40 down, but 18 up would be amazing.
All right. So, I'm getting what you're saying here, Mel. All right. So I'm sharing.
Something for Spin Down. Mel made something for Spin Down.
Yeah. So hold on. All right. Are you seeing my screen now?
Well, I see you, but I don't see the screen you're trying to share.
All right.
Now I do.
All right. You ready? Here it goes.
There we go.
All right.
Now, Kelly, before you hit play, go over there and make it full screen now. Go to your web browser and make it full screen. There you go.
All right. From the mind of Mel Cook, ladies and gentlemen,
All
the
right,
man who suggested we crash planes into each other, here comes the interpretation of spin down.
I did that to someone years ago.
That's some good flying there.
Oh, except I kept going all the way down and hit the ground and it exploded.
All right. So you guys will get a sense of what I've watched in the past here. Anybody know who that is? This guy right here?
I can't say I do.
Guitarist for Boston.
Oh, okay.
Musical genius.
You've been watching some music. I hate wah wah. There's an infinite loop. Oh, Kelly just locked himself. Kelly knocked himself out. He'll be back. He'll be back, guys. So I guess if there's any other questions about spin down, let me know. I'm checking the chat right now. Doc says he's been streaming our church services since all the crazy started. We only have 4 megabytes upload, and it's been working just fine. A 720 stream to Facebook. It seems to be going okay tonight. I do want to share some things with you guys. I guess we can do this while Kelly isn't here. I went out today to go make a video of the spin down location, and this is what. There's Kelly. We'll add him back in real quick. Hello.
Hey, I tried to unshare my screen and I unshared my whole life.
No worries. I do that.
That was awesome. By the way, that was a pretty cool move. I assume that was you piloting that craft in that controlled descent. But
yeah, I would assume that would probably Mel too. That's something I will bring up to spin down is I have a bunch of these old, well, they're ancient now, but combat gliders. They're not working, but I could bring them up to show off. That'd be sort of cool to just have them on a table or something.
There's probably some guys that would that could fix those. But you don't know about this, Sean. So Mel and I I'll tell this story quickly and then let you get on with showing this. But Mel and I at Ken Herron's event at the What the FPV event, we tried to crash 2 foam airplanes into each other. And
it's harder than you think it would be.
We were unsuccessful. We managed to crash into a crane and a roof and a wire, but we did not crash into each other.
It is definitely harder to hit than you think it would be, especially smaller ones. The combat wings are pretty like this. They're a good bit apart from each other, but it is so much fun. Let's see. Somebody's texting me. I assume it's somebody from the show. Let me see.
But Jaron Hathaway is saying we should go to Idaho for spin down next year. I was going to ask him what city he's been in. I've been to McCall, which is beautiful. It's about 100 miles north of Boise. And Doc Murdoch says he can get the gliders working. So, okay. So in Boise. Yeah.
Is Doc coming up here for spin down?
I think so. Yeah. I think he's driving.
Oh, hell yeah. Him and I have been talking through Twitter about this stuff. The problem is there's so much new gear. The old motors on these things are brushed. That's how old these are, right?
Well, I'll tell you, the thing I'm interested in talking to him about is the antennas, like configuring antennas. He's an expert in giving you really good long range signal for even analog FPVs. So if you have an old analog set, as a matter of fact, I'm going to bring my Fat Sharks and my entire baggie full of antennas that I have, and hopefully Chris can help me get them all situated so I get better signal.
Doc says he is coming. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'll for sure bring those over to the event so people can look at them. We can laugh at the ancient technology that's in them. The old brush motors. They've got everything in them. They just need new motors, new ESCs, need new controllers. And if I'm going to turn them into FPV drones, then I'll need cameras and batteries and things like that.
So wait, these are gliders. Are they like
they're wings?
Oh, they're wings, like foam wings. Foam.
Yep. They're made of APP foam, and they were built. This company is no longer in business, but at the time they were incredible. It was a company called Boomerang, and this guy used to make them there in California, right there when we'd all fly over Long Beach. And I wish I had this on video. We didn't have the cameras like we do now, like the GoPros and all that. But there was one time I'm practicing barrel rolls because you're standing on this cliff edge, right?
With a rail, you're trying to get the thermals coming up it.
Yep. So you got the thermals coming right off the ocean. You're sitting there watching the ocean. There's people sunbathing and doing everything all around you, and you're just like a group of like 20 of them in the air at once trying to hit each other. Literally, it would be that many.
And you put razor blades and stuff on them?
No, because I'll tell you why. Because one time I'm there and nobody was there, so I was like, I'm going to practice my barrel rolls, right? Because I want to be able to come in right next to the railing and just whoosh. And my dumb ass, instead of turning into the wind and away from the rail, I was flying from my right side to my left. I turned left, which was with the wind, and the thing came in and went, smack right in my face and laid me out on the grass.
Because they're pretty big, right?
Yeah, they're decent size.
Yeah. Well, maybe you shouldn't fly FPV then.
Come on,
stick to your skateboards and such.
Good at those.
No, it's I would say that would be a blast, and it sounds like Chris can get it working, so that's pretty awesome. So
yeah, and this would be cool. Like if other people are there, we're not having really formal classes or anything like that. But if he wants to take one of the wings and help get it so it flies again, that would be amazing. And I would suggest we try to do it in a way where everyone can sort of pick his brain and listen, and we can all teach each other and learn.
Totally. I mean, I've realized from talking to Doc Murdoch and talking to Kai and talking to Mitch, old guy with the drone, I realize how much I don't know. I mean, there's so much you can learn, and watching, Joshua Bardwell, of course, makes you learn something, but also makes you feel kind of dumb. Or at least it does me.
It's interesting because I was into nitro planes before I even got into nitro cars, right? Did that for a while, switched over to the combat gliders, which was electric. And most of these gliders don't even have props on them. Now, I do have one that's built with a prop on it that needs to be gutted and redone. And I have one in a box that is set up to be propped, but it needs to be covered and everything, so I probably won't bother with that one. Then from there, I went into the cars, raced those, and that was so much fun, A-scale cars. And when that was done and drones came out, I had a buddy who I wasn't interested. I had no interest in them at all. And he kept coming over and he was like, dude, you got to try it. You got to try it. And he ended up just saying, just take this Blade Nano and play with it for a week. And that was it.
And that was the one with no GPS, the Blade Nano was, I had that one. I remember getting that. I remember really wanting the Blade. What was the bigger Blade?
Blade Chroma.
The Chroma, yeah, it was. I really wanted
before the Chroma. Before the Chroma was the Blade 3 QX350.
Okay, yes, I remember wanting that one to be good, and just compared to DJI, it just wasn't.
See, I actually preferred that one. That's why I went with Blade Chroma 2. I didn't like the early DJI stuff, like the first DJI 2, whatever, the Phantom 2 and 3. I wasn't a huge fan of those.
Wow, no, I bought the Phantom. I still have a Phantom 1. As a matter of fact, I should sell it or give it away or something because
it's a Phantom 1. You should keep that for a keepsake reason. That's why I'm keeping my Mavic Pro original, just because it's the one that really got me into it. Because Blade Chroma was actually, in my opinion, ahead of its time.
Yeah.
It did so many things that the Mavic didn't even do. I mean, the Mavic was now portable, but the Blade Chroma was portable. You could take the legs off, take the camera off. The gimbal was its own self-contained unit. You could hold it up and use it sort of like the Osmo Pocket.
Right.
It had acro mode in it, so you could do flips and all kinds of stuff. You could take the camera off, the legs off, and fly it around like that.
So you liked it. You thought it was fun.
It was. It just couldn't go more than 1,000 feet away.
And did it use a Spectrum radio?
It had a screen actually built in underneath the controllers on the bottom, or no, It was on the top. It was on the top. So you'd hold down here, and the screen was above it. If I recall, it was on the top. I can't remember for sure, but the screen was built in. Sort of like their smart controller, which came out years later. They did a lot of things before DJI did.
Yeah, and Michael Wright says he still has his Chroma 350 QX.
Okay, so I had the QX3.
Okay.
And then from the QX3, I had it fall out of the sky. I found out what a prop wash kind of vortex tunnel thing was up here in the mountains, flying at thousands of feet. That drone was not rated to fly that high, I guess, and it just sucked into its own wash right down to the ground.
Wow. Oh, so thin air was not its friend.
No, it was not.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things I always check now on drone releases. That's why I haven't gotten a Mavic Mini. Although we did test it with Ed, and it did okay here, even though it's not rated.
it was gale force winds when we were up
But
at the pass.
Prior to that, it did okay at 9,000 feet and even 10,000 feet.
Yeah, I think we flew that Mavic Mini down over the lake that we're going to be at.
We did, yeah. And it was surprising to me because I was expecting it to want to sort of fall down in the air, even though we would fight it to go up and it would come back down. But it didn't, and it's not rated, I think, to go over 8,000 feet.
Yeah, so I mean, it's probably one of those things where it would work in the right conditions, but if you're at that altitude, a lot more can go wrong.
Yeah, and so they just don't guarantee it.
Now, I remember you recently had your Skydio kind of take off on you and go out over.
Well, I haven't really talked about that publicly very much, but we can talk about it a little bit.
So you can bring up random things without asking me, but I can't bring up random things without asking you. I see how it is.
Go ahead, Kelly. Set it up. Let's talk about it.
I saw this video. Well, I was going to tell you I had a similar experience, not quite as dramatic as yours, but Sean, well, I'll let you tell your experience, but my experience very briefly, I had the Skydio and it was tracking me on a bicycle. And I had an Insta360 and I was trying to do like a time lapse 360, while it was tracking me from the ground, and then it was tracking me and filming me. Anyway, I got into this street, really pretty street with lots of trees, no sidewalks, kind of country road kind of thing. And it goes under a low tree branch, and then it ends up going into these people's yard, like right by their house. And then it was stuck. It couldn't get out because there were trees all around. And all I had was the beacon. So I was trying to, and I'm just thinking, oh man, this guy's going to come out with a shotgun any minute now. Nobody ever came out. I don't know. I guess I got lucky or whatever, but I basically had to walk over there to it and kind of use the beacon to kind of like maneuver it through the trees and get it out of there. It has a mind of its own to some degree.
It does, and it does a pretty good job.
Yeah, that was my worst experience with it. But yeah, Mike McKinney says Billy's dove into the lake. Yeah, I remember seeing that.
I've talked to them about that because I fly over water with mine a lot, like a whole lot.
Right? You haven't had any problems?
No, but I also usually fly over moving water.
Okay. So, yeah, like streams and stuff.
Yeah, streams and rapids and things like that. It has no problems with those. It's very still, calm water with no wind blowing on it. It's like a mirror, and it confuses the sensors. I've talked to them about it. And if you're going to do something near water like that, and if it's that crystal clear, it could happen.
So Skydio, you said Skydio sent you some stuff, and they of course have announced their Skydio, their new version, their Made in America thing. I don't know much about that. Do you know when that's supposed to come out?
The new one is really based for, say, police and first responders and things like that. I'm not quite sure when it's going to be released. I'm talking to the police up here in my county. They were getting ready to buy some stuff, and they were looking at stuff that isn't as capable as that would be for their forces. Guys who don't already fly, this is going to help them out considerably. So I'm trying to get them to do that. And Art, you're an ass, okay? You're an ass, Art. I am over it. I'm over it.
Nice one, Art. Here, virtual high five. For everyone who doesn't know, Sean dunked Art's Mavic Air in the water and then gave him an Evo. So
what really sucks is that I do fly over water all the time. I fly over water more than anything else. I am so capable over water. You know what? I'm going to show you. I am going to show you.
I'll tell you what's capable is if you're going to crash a drone, crash somebody else's, right? That's smart.
Well, then you got to give them something else that's at least worth what they had or more, right?
Right. I think Art's digging that Evo, but
I think so. It's an older drone, but it's pretty nice. Let me show you. This is what I usually do.
All right.
I will show you guys. I fly over water all the freaking time.
I fly over water all the time.
See? And that's like a foot off the water. Maybe 2.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Nice reveal of the.
Michael says Kelly has experience with water too.
Yeah,
that's right. I forgot about that.
That was my drone. That was my own. If I bought it, I can crash it.
So this area you're watching right now is actually just about a 10-minute drive from the spin down location. Or you could actually get to this area without leaving the spin down location. This is a video I posted today, by the way.
That's what the terrain looks like right now. That's kind of everything's still pretty
turn down the
green
music here so I can hear you, Kelly. What'd you say?
I was just saying that's kind of what the weather looks like right now.
Except for all the snow on the mountains. Although after tomorrow, it should look like that again. It's all melted off. You won't see it. It might melt off again if we get no more snow after tomorrow. It might hold on some. This is a beautiful shot, though. Watch this.
Oh, I love this one. Yeah, I love how you reveal that mountain.
I love that parallax effect.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right. But yeah, I can fly over water just fine. Thank you, Art. Thank you very much.
When did you take that footage?
That was back like when I first got the Air
okay.
2.
So that wasn't just recently.
No. That was a few months ago.
Okay. Thomas Ariels, Art knew what he was doing. Handed the controls over to Sean at the precise time. Great. Yeah.
I love it.
Well, no, I put a few drones in the drink myself, so I really can't. At least it makes for a good video and a good story every time.
And I did lose a GoPro in the water too, but you know what? It's okay because I set it up to do my nature drone video channel. Well, not drone, but my nature channel. I had it set up on the shoreline, and the water rose while I was off doing other stuff.
And you never found that one, right? You went to look for it, but never found it?
Oh, I've looked a few times. It's gone. It is gone.
Sorry about that.
Shit happens.
Jenna says some don't float. She's so right.
So you know what? I can show you what the you asked if that's what it looks like right now here. I'll show you what it looks like right now here. It looks like this. Let me share that. Hit play.
Oh, goodness. That's very that looks
smoky.
Like rough seas. Oh, that's smoke.
That's smoke.
Wow.
That's from the fire that's about 30 minutes or so away.
Oh, man.
I got a few other clips that I could share of that.
Is it hard? Like, can you smell it outside? Is it hard to breathe?
Yeah, it smells like a campfire. Wow. It's real bad.
Yeah.
Like we have to have all our doors shut today and stuff.
But your temperature's not bad, right? It's
in
the 80s, 70s.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, in California, they're dealing with 100 degrees plus that, which I think
that would be horrible. Like it's 70 something degrees here, maybe 80 tops.
Nice.
Tomorrow is going to be down in the 40s, but it'll get back up. This is for the people who are renting for spin down or a hotel at the is it Sharing? Okay, there it is. Yeah, the Best Western. This is the view right now. And I'll show you what it actually looks like. This is you can sort of see the layers a little bit, but you can see
you're in the parking lot of it, right?
Yep, right there. There's a bench I'm sitting on.
Yeah, and it is the best Western I've ever seen. I mean, seriously, it's right across from the lake. It's kind of back in these pine trees. It's beautiful.
And for those of you who are like into FPV, check this out. I found this today. I think you guys could have fun with this location. Now, of course, it's sort of foggy and smoky, so don't take that to it should not be that way by the time we have spin down. But
and Lloyd's joined us. Grumpy Vloggers here. Hello, Lloyd.
So
good to see you.
There is a crane. I know you guys like to fly around cranes in construction.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'll get you FPV, and that's walking distance from spin down.
Nice.
All this stuff I'm showing you right now is walking distance from spin down.
And you know who loves it when you fly around cranes? Crane operators.
Yeah, right. But it's a Saturday, so I would think they probably won't be working. So
they're going to be taking the day off. So you know, and I think the crane would do more damage than the drone would.
So here is the marina for those of you who want to rent a boat. I'm going to try to set it up so I can rent a party boat on Sunday. Really? Obviously, there'll be a limited amount of people that can fit on it. But if someone else wants to rent a second boat or something like that, we could probably get a couple boats out on the water. They do rent sailboats for those of you who sail. You just have to prove to them, I think, that you know how.
I don't know if Steve Carpenter sails, but he strikes me as the kind of guy that would know how to sail. Steve Carpenter, do you know how to sail?
I agree with you. He does seem like that.
I'm just saying. I don't know why, Steve. I could imagine you being a sailor, but I mean that as a compliment, true sincerity in that. So that's pretty awesome. The marina is right next to the pavilion where we're going to be.
Yep.
So
like literally walking distance. It's a stone's throw. All that stuff I just showed you is all a stone's throw from the pavilion.
No, it's funny that lake looks bigger with all the smoke. Like it looks a lot bigger that you can't see. So
you can't see the other side.
Four-eyed Canine says Sunday. Spin down is over on Saturday evening. And Steve Carpenter does know how to sail. How did I know this? 42-inch Catalina. There's just something about you, Steve. I would love to go out on a sailboat with you. That would be a blast. So make it happen.
So let me just to clear it up. That's not what it always looks like here for those who haven't really seen where it is. This is what it normally looks like. All right. So we'll share this. All right. Can you see it?
Yeah.
So that's the pavilion right there in the center of the screen. I don't know if you can see my mouse cursor.
Yeah.
That's the pavilion.
Well, even that looks a little less blue sky than some other pictures I've seen.
It's usually blue sky. This is the sun is going down.
You can kind of tell.
It's the other side of us. The sun is. I'm flying east right now, so you can't really see the sunset. But I do have another clip I think that'll show more of the sunset. But if you look right in the middle, that's the pavilion right there. You can see the marina that I just showed you to the right. If you go right to the left, you see that sort of brown roofed, greenish brown looking building. That is the Best Western. If you look behind that, there's the crane. You see the crane with the building going on. And
where was the ice castle from here?
The ice castle. If you can see my mouse.
Yep.
When I do this, you can.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so the ice castle. We stayed right here in this building.
Okay.
That's the one they were building right next to it. The ice castle would be right here.
Yeah, I mean it's all right in that area.
Mm-hmm. Now I don't know if they're going to do the ice castle this year, but it won't be built by the time spin up happens.
No, that would be. So Christian is asking if there's an agenda for spin down. So basically, the agenda is people are going to show up on Friday. We are going to get together and do a live stream on Friday. I typically do a live stream on Friday evenings. So we'll do something, go live, whether it's on a phone or with a bigger setup. We'll have to see. But hopefully we can do that maybe from Sean's shop. We'll see about that.
Yeah, I'm going to have it all set up so we can.
Cool. And then we'll grab some dinner that night on Friday. And then Saturday, we will meet at that pavilion where we're seeing right now on Sean's screen. And we will spend the day flying probably from like 10 till 4 or 5 in the afternoon. We will part of the ticket price includes lunch. So we will have stuff to barbecue. As a matter of fact, Sean, I need to talk to you about Thursday going shopping or something.
Yeah, we have to talk about the barbecue too, because I went up there today and I was hoping the fire ban would be lifted and it is not. So that grill is covered and we cannot use it.
Might be sandwiches then, which is fine.
It might be, yeah.
But we'll do something, sandwiches and chips and sodas and stuff like that. And then,
there you go. There's the sunset.
Oh yeah. And then we're hoping to find a place where we can all go eat together or we even talked about maybe going bowling or something like that on Friday night. Again, it's going to depend on a lot of the crazy stuff that's going on. But
so I did a lot of research today. Here's the agenda that I'm hoping to do is the Friday night thing, the live show with Kelly at the shop. I'm rearranging the front shop. There will be limited space who can be in the shop at a time.
And free tattoos.
No. Why does everyone keep saying that?
Boom.
I do have a gas grill, Mel. I'm not sure if that's banned or not. I don't think it is. So that's a possibility. We might be able to haul my gas grill up there if we can get a truck or something. Anyways, before K9 says he'll bring a microwave. So that Friday night, basically, we will do the live show. And then there is a place called the Dam Brewery, and I'm hoping that we can set something up there that night, which is walking distance.
Is that where we went with Liletti?
Yes, we did. Nice. And you can walk right to it, or you could just drive back and forth because there will be a limited amount of room in the studio for people. We can't have 50 people in my studio at one time. It'd be too crowded with regulations right now. But I'd like to have you guys come out and be guests on the show. So we give each person maybe like a 10-minute time slot, and we have Kelly and I will interview you and let you talk about your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And you have a minute your 10 minutes of our time to share.
Maybe we should do this like Droners Got Talent, and everybody can do a skit or juggle or something.
Yeah, and if you don't drone and you're like, but I'm wearing a 360 cameras, I'm not a droner. That's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is not all just about drones. This is about us having the same things in common, and that main thing in common is YouTube. Drones is a huge part of it, but I think the big common thing that we all pull together is that we all view and create on YouTube.
Yep.
So if we can't have, if there's too many people show up, maybe we can have something set up at the Dillon Dam Brewery. Is my voice out of sync again? That happens because of StreamYard on me after I share a video. If I share something else and come back, sometimes it fixes it. So I can try and do this and switch us and make you big and come back, and sometimes it fixes it. But nope.
Am I out of sync? Hello.
For some reason, my guests don't go out of sync. I haven't been able to figure out why StreamYard knocks my setup out of sync.
Agent K, your kung fu is very weak.
I don't know if you saw the food video that I did.
Yeah. From the foods around the world. Tell
everybody
about that.
I had the kung fu. I put a little. I unsynced my voice on purpose and then put a kung fu talked and did a kung fu clip.
So Sean managed to get on this thing where you get different food from around the world for like $20 a month. They send you all these snacks and stuff from different countries. And so it looks pretty entertaining. I got to say, I'm kind of intrigued because I always like trying new stuff. Plus it's good YouTube fodder. So that's fun. Yeah,
it was really fun with the family. And I really do. I mean, they did send me the boxes. It didn't cost me anything for 3 boxes. All I had to do is make videos, but I got to be honest, dude, I'm going to probably continue buying boxes after that. It was a lot of fun.
You enjoyed it.
Our family had a great time. Everyone's making gross faces. Some of the stuff was delicious.
Yeah, you can it's something to look forward to, like when those things arrive. So
yeah.
Hey, John W., good to see you. How's it going?
So, let me see if this will resync me if I share another video real quick. So is that sharing? Let's see here. Okay, that's working.
Mel says if you go out to the green room and come back in the studio, that should fix it.
Okay, I'll try that in a second. Let me just make this big. This is more of the spin down location. This is a little bit before sunset. I'll just fast forward it because when you fly straight over water like this, I'm going full force probably in sports mode right now. You can't tell. I'm hauling butt as fast as the little DJI Mavic Air 2 will go. You can see the winds are pretty strong on the water. But when we get over here, this spot here is a little far away for people to fly from spin down to.
Right.
But if you want me to give you directions to a place you can park right next to this, you can. But
really, by that island?
Careful. Yeah, there's a bunch of islands in there. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
But you do have to. There is wildlife. There's hawks and there's things like that you have to worry about when you get out.
Is that a constant level lake, or does it go up and down?
It's. I mean, it does go up and down a little bit. They let the water out for snow melt off because they don't want it to overflow and all that. But it's mostly a constant level lake.
Yeah, no,
it's dam. It's actually Denver's water supply.
You're gonna maybe regret doing this because I think you might have a whole bunch of people wanting to move to Dillon after this, which I guess is
it is a bad thing because there's not a lot of housing up here.
Yeah,
and even the cheap houses are at least $550,000, and that's like for 1,000 square feet.
Yeah.
And I'm busting my butt to try to save up to be able to buy a cheap house, so I can live in the ghetto up here for $550,000.
Well, I think a ghetto where you have views like that.
But it's a trade-off. But there's only so many for sale. There's not a lot of stuff for sale. So yeah, I'm hoping not to get a lot of people wanting to move up here. That is definitely not my
Sean,
goal.
should we tell everybody the truth? Should we let them all in on the secret?
What's that?
So we're not really doing this spin down thing. Everyone who's coming is going to help us build Sean a tiny house. So he's bought all the materials. He's chopped down some trees. He's got a nice little plot of land he's going to squat on, and we're all going to build him a tiny house while we're there. So, bring your work gloves. You might get a chance to fly a drone so we can do a little surveying, but yeah, that's the plan.
That's hilarious. So we're going to build it all in one day. And
he's going to pay us tattoos.
Yeah, everybody gets tattoos. All right, so I'm going to try going back to the green room like he said. Let me see. So I'll kick myself.
Oh, Sean's gone. Finally, man.
And then I'm
ball
back. Okay, so that's still way off.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Plus, I think we're pretty close to wrapping it up, right? You told me.
Yeah, I have a video here that I'd like to share that you might get a kick out of.
It's a good old barn tilt up, says Steve. Yeah, let's see it. What do you got?
Oh, okay. I don't even know if you ever saw this. I can't remember if I gave you a copy of it or not. There we go. So this is a Skydio drone when we were out.
Yeah. Chasing cows with skateboards.
Yeah. So it's Kelly and I. You scared that cow away.
Literally chasing cows with skateboards.
And this thing, I mean, I did the both drones that day multiple times on that pass through the trees.
Yeah.
I think this was before I updated it to be able to go 130 feet away, or it could be after. I don't remember.
Well, the Mavic Air. So we had the Mavic Air 2 and the Skydio, both flying at different times. Both did fantastic, and really, I mean, just great place to test. And I managed to keep up with Sean on a skateboard without breaking my neck. So that was really my win. I mean, it looks like we're going slow there, but we're actually kind of cruising at that point.
Yeah, and Kelly, I'll have the new one that I have up here. I'll bring my helmet so people can wear a helmet. I rarely wear it. I probably should wear it all the time, but this new one is just incredible fun.
Who makes that one?
It's by Evolve.
That's the one you did the contest video for?
No, that was a Meepo. So that was a different one. I have not heard back if I won that. And if you guys haven't seen that, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it really is. It's one of my favorite videos you've done in a while. It's basically Sean wearing costumes and acting silly. So just like all his other videos, but in this case, he's riding a skateboard too.
I gotta show him at least the opening sequence of it. I don't have to show him.
Yeah, play it.
Let me find it real quick. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that was a really fun. This was probably about 2 months ago that we got together and did that riding out there, which was really awesome.
Yeah, I would have come out much earlier, but the whole Rona thing, they had you thinking that it was basically the same as a plant letting out pollen, and you would just breathe it if you went outside. So everybody stayed home.
Well, I mean that's why we were outside. I've tried my best during this whole thing to spend a lot of time outside. Go out and just get exercise and enjoy flying. And thank you, John, for the Longhorn gear. Yep, it turns out that Sean's dad is an Aggie, and he was not a big fan of that shirt.
Let me fast forward this here, because this is where we get to the cool stuff when we got over here.
Sean did go through a cow patty, actually. That's funny you say that, Mike.
I did, and it was the intro to one of my videos was me hitting that cow patty. But
there was a really great song a long time ago called Cow Patty. Does anybody remember that song?
I do not remember that.
Oh, yeah. She rode into town to find the man that killed her daddy. Yippee-yi-yay, cow patty.
Oh, that's hilarious. That actually sounds somewhat familiar.
It was I think it was actually in Urban Cowboy. I think it was. Yeah, I had the Urban.
I remember that movie.
Yeah, Chris Hope knows the song, so it makes me happy.
All right, let me share this real quick, just this little 30-second intro. So this, so you guys watching know what this was. A lot of you know that I don't put up just drone content. This was a video I made because Meepo, which is an electric skateboard company.
Sean, you're cutting out. We can't hear you. Can you hear me? Can't hear Sean. He has gone quiet. But can you hear me? Or maybe I just can't hear him. Can anyone hear me? No audio, Sean. Okay. Well, okay. I tell you what, Sean, you move your lips and I'll talk. Okay. You ready? So Meepo had this contest going on. Got to move your lips, man. And I made this video that made me look like I hated my life except for riding my skateboard. And I wore a wig. And boy, Kelly is awesome. Don't you guys think he's great? I think everyone should subscribe to Ready, Set, Drone. Yeah. All right. Maybe play the video, Sean. Let's see if we can hear it. Your dead, man. Your audio is dead. you hit the audio erase button. The audio erase button. But in the meantime, what do I have? Do I have anything interesting around here to show you guys? Oh, I actually do have something really interesting I'll show you before Sean plays his video. This is an old advertisement for a Buick Electra. Oh, here goes the video. Let's see if we can hear it. Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead, Sean, play it. Mine was not that exciting. But can we? Oh, yeah, we can hear that.
Honey, I'm home.
Thank God.
That was awesome. All right, try it. Can we hear you? No, you are still muted, my friend. All right, well, maybe we call it. It's 9:20. You good with that? And then you can go sort it out. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to ramble on for the next 2 hours. No, I was just going to show you guys real quick. So this advertisement, this was I cleaned out some old bins. This was my very first car. This is the 1968 edition of the Buick Electra. I had a 1967. Anyway, there you go. And with that, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Sean, for hosting. We are super excited about Spin Up and Spin Down. So if you want to know about Spin Up, it's spinup2020.com. Unfortunately, like Sean said, Spin Down is sold out. Hey, and Jay Santiago's in the house. He is my subscriber of the month, and I definitely owe him a reach out so I can get some information from him so I can ship some stuff. But if you want to join Spin Up, it's going to be this Saturday. Nope, no audio. It's going to be this Saturday at 10 a.m. Central U.S. time. And also be sure to check out Geeksvana to watch the pre-show starting at 8:30 a.m. Central time. And Sean has assured me, Sean Geeksvana, not Sean Oz, has assured me that he will stop the show about 10 or 15 minutes before Spin Up starts so that we can all go from his channel to my channel. Anyway, great guys. Really, really enjoyed having you guys here. I have no idea how many people were watching, but it seemed like a great crowd.
How about now?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, so I just switched to a different camera and stuff. So,
well, maybe there was some sort of issue with that mic itself.
I don't know what happened. I'm not using the ATM Mini anymore. I just switched over to.
Oh, you know that the ATM Mini. Did you have the mic plugged into it?
Yeah, it's plugged in.
You know, there's a mic button. There's actually mic.
It shows on though.
You have to have the mic selected on the ATM Mini.
I do. I have it on.
Let
me see. I can switch back real quick and see if it makes a difference.
Yeah, switch back and let's see. If it's working now. See, and make sure you have the mic.
Okay. Do you hear me still?
Yes.
Okay, so that fixed, and then maybe I can get the camera to work again.
Yeah.
And everything seems to be working.
Yeah. Except I just did a whole wrap up.
I know, it was very nice. It's very well done.
Thank you. Anyway, check out Geeksvana on the 12th before you tune in. And by the way, Sean, safe travels. I am so looking forward to seeing you here. And we're going to have a blast. And we're going to have a blast not only in the studio, but we're going to have a blast online. So thanks to everyone who bought a ticket.
So just heads up, Kelly, I want to put in my vote, and Ken does too, for either that yummy seafood place we all ate that one time. Because that was so good.
Yep. It's Cajun, like Louisiana style. Yep, it's called The Boat.
Where we're all sitting outside. Yeah, that was amazing.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's on the agenda for the speakers. So definitely go there.
Oh, that's funny. I just saw Lloyd. Never sounded better when I was muted.
Oh, Lloyd with the zingers.
All right, guys. Well, Kelly did a great wrap up, so I appreciate everybody that stayed this long. I'm trying to see if I have something I could play us out to just have as a cool video to watch on the way out. I do actually, so I'll wrap it up and let you guys watch this video on the way out.
And let me just make sure everyone gets out and listens to all 7 entrants for the Ready Set Drone contest song. If you haven't heard all 7, Sean, go back and listen to. You said you heard 1 through 4 or something.
Yeah, I've heard all 5, but you've got 2 new ones.
Listen to the last 2. And then if you still are convinced that it's the one you like, then it's great. But I agree. It's a good version, but I'm totally neutral. I think they're all wonderful, just like my children.
And I'm a parent, so I know that that's not necessarily true. That's just
I love you all equally, even though Charles and Jay and some of you guys have been subscriber of the month. Doesn't mean I love the rest of you any less.
All right, guys. So this is another path that goes by Spin Down that I'm going to share. This is on the skateboard. Oh, wait, I forgot. Before my mic went away, before I share anything, this is, if you want to leave, Kelly, I understand. I would like to finish telling the people what I wanted to do informally at Spin Down. Someone asked about the agenda, and I never got to finish telling them what my plans are, is to give you guys 3 informal instructional kind of things with the Skydio, 2 with the Skydio and 1 with the 360 camera. I'm going to actually do 1 with the Skydio with the beacon, and I'll show you how you can use it to follow yourself walking or on a skateboard or on a car or something like that. And I'm figured out a way that I think I can do it where everyone can actually see what I'm doing. There is a path that goes right underneath the pavilion, and I could just sort of whiz back and forth on that with the skateboard as long as it's not too crowded, and sort of tell you guys what I'm doing as we do it.
You can have a bullhorn in one hand,
kind of
telling everybody, and the beacon in the other.
Yeah, and then another was bringing the controller out, show you guys how you can actually fly it and how the sensors work through trees and things like that. Those who are curious about this drone. And then I also want to do something with the 360 camera and show you how you can easily get a clip and edit it on an iPad or something like that, so you can incorporate stuff like that into your own footage when you're doing things, to not only have drone footage, but mixing that drone footage in with 360 and ground footage is really an awesome combination. So I'm hoping to be able to do that. And then my buddy Jonathan is actually going to come up, and he's another YouTuber who actually went full time with under 10,000 subscribers. So any of you who are trying to do more with your YouTube, he's going to talk to you how he treats it like a business and was able to actually make a living off of it at an incredibly early stage of his career on YouTube.
Nice.
So that's what I'm hoping to do. If Kelly wants
to make a living off of it with 160,000 subscribers, so I should definitely listen to him.
Okay. And if there's something you want to do, some kind of demo, or if anybody else wants to, it's totally informal. We don't necessarily have to plan anything. Just let's try to do them one at a time so that everybody has the opportunity to go to whatever. Like if Doc decides to fix up a wing, I think that would be killer for everyone to come see. And then that evening, that Saturday evening, we can take a count of who wants to go bowling, and possibly you have to reserve your lanes. So we need to be able to reserve the lanes and know how many people are interested in going bowling. And we'll call them up, and hopefully there'll be some lanes, and my audio is getting all out of sync again. That sucks. I am so frustrated with this because whenever I used to use it without this cool setup, it didn't go out of sync occasionally like this. Figure it out later. And then the next day, possibly we're talking about renting the party boat, and that's it. That's it. And I know a lot of people are leaving Sunday morning, and there's only so many people that fit on a party boat, and that's coming out of my pocket. That's not coming out of like the $30 you guys pitched in to do all this, because the pavilion cost us, I think, $900.
$900, yeah. Unless there's money left over. I mean, if there's money left over,
if there's money left over and you want to pitch in on that, that'd be amazing. But don't sweat it. I don't mind renting one. And it's up to you if you want to bring your drone, and we can park out in the middle of the lake and you can fly off the boat, or if you just want to go out and cruise, we'll do that too.
Nice.
I just think these things can only fit maybe 10 people or so, though. So it's going to be a pretty limited crowd. Yeah. But anyways, that's
party boats.
Yeah, we could get a second one, or if somebody wants to rent one, that would be great. If not, cool. I'm trying to think. I think that's about it. Everything else is completely sort of go out and enjoy the city while you're here, find some cool places to fly, I can definitely direct you. You don't have to stay at the pavilion all day. I do. I'll be there all day. But if you want to go check out different places, I am happy to point you onto a map so you can go look at different areas and go fly and come back. But I'll be there all day. So if you come back multiple times and want a new spot to go check out, I'll gladly suggest a new spot for you.
And I will be there all day too, and I'm hoping to be more of a participant than a you know what I mean, just kind of chilling with everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to just meeting everybody, seeing my friends I haven't seen in a while, and all that good stuff. So hey,
Chris Hope,
thanks,
thank
man.
you very much, man. I appreciate that.
Not only did he
super
know
chat.
the words to yippee ki cow patty, but he also threw in a super chat.
Well, that's nice. Michael says that everyone wants to pitch in and share the cost of the well, if that's the case, we'll definitely be able to get a couple of the party boats if everyone's pitching in. Well, everybody's saying that now. That's nice, man. Look at that. We'll definitely be able to get a couple party boats in, as long as they're not pre-booked. And I'm going to have to go look and see if they are. Every time I go by their damn store, they're either closed or locked up. So I'm going to need to call them and see if on the 27th we can get a couple reserved.
Yeah, nice. All right, man. Well, thank you for hosting, Sean. I appreciate it. You made my life easy. I just showed up and clicked a button, and here I am.
Yeah, my delay is horrible again, but I appreciate it. Hopefully everybody can hear me this time. So Thank you for the super chats. Thanks for the conversation, everybody. Those of you who hung out for the last hour and a half with us, bless you. Thank you very much for all your time. And Kelly, thank you for doing all this for all of us.
Sure, man. I couldn't think of better folks to do it for. Take care, everyone.
All right. Good night, everyone. And we'll catch you in the next one. How do I end the broadcast? Kelly left already, and I still haven't ended the broadcast. Keep on. Chris Hope says, keep on going. Well, I guess I could. I'm sort of blurry, and my audio's crap right now. Why is my audio screwing up so bad? Oh, there's 36 people in here. Do we keep going, or do we call it a night? What do you guys want to do? My audio is crap, so I tried doing the stuff. I tried switching it. If we switch the audio to my MacBook Pro phone, we open it up. Is my audio back to normal now? Or is the audio off? Audio on, audio off. Steve Carpenter. Oh, thank you so much, man. I'm glad we kept going now. That's a good reason to keep going, right? Thank you, Steve. All right, everybody's Art has to wake up at 4 a.m, so he's going to get off and go run to bed, and I don't blame him at all. Is the audio synced? I know the audio doesn't sound as good anymore because it's now, and the video is lagging the audio. Man. Let me try switching something again. I wish this would just work the way that it did when I first set it up. All right. Neither of these are the best option. But let's see. Is the audio and the video synced? It looks off to me, but let's put it back on the good stuff and see if it fixed it. First, we'll fix the audio, and then we'll go to the camera and switch it back to the better camera. And I am not sure why StreamYard seems to have $4.99 super chat. Thank you very much, Jaron. Hopefully I pronounced that right. JK, you just showed up. You got here just as we ended it up. So, Doc, it was synced whenever I was using the built-in video and built-in audio from my MacBook Pro. As soon as I start using the ATM Mini, it seems to go off sync again. No clue why it's doing that. Which really sucks because I put a lot of money and time into setting it up with the better mic and the better setup. I don't know if that's my internet. I've gone through and actually synced the audio and the mic into the ATM Mini. So both are going in there, and we don't need all of you while I sit here and try to figure this out. So I think we will go ahead and wrap this up, unless it looked okay to you guys with this setup and it sounded okay with this setup. I really don't know. All right. So we can either use that camera or we can use this camera. And so this is synced better. Now this is the audio off of the actual MacBook, and the video is coming from this old ass monitor I have here. So I've tried, Doc, I have tried messing with the software in the ATM Mini, and I've done the sync, turned the sync on, I've adjusted it, and it was working. So I don't know why every time I switch to play a video or switch things around, it gets off again. So I don't, it just sucks because this is not really the camera I want to use after spending so much money to be able to use my Canon and this badass mic. I wonder if this mic will still work and the sync stays on. Let's try that. This is the Blackmagic Mini. Now the audio is coming through here. Hopefully it's still synced. Seems like it is. I don't have a regular night that I go live. I am thinking that Mondays would be the night that I would go live. If I'm going to be able to go live, it would be a Monday night, probably around a little later than what we started today. I started at 7 my time, but I would probably start more at like 8 if we're going to do this regularly. However, I have such a busy life. It's very hard for me to commit to a once a week live stream right now. I am trying. And if so, like I said, it would either be Monday night or it would be maybe Tuesday or Thursday at noon Mountain Time. I know that's sort of weird because everybody does night shows, but I thought that might be sort of cool so I don't step on anyone's toes, because I know there's a couple shows tonight that were going on and I had no other choice but to do them. There. So, Doc, the mic and camera would get off. I had the mic actually going in through my TC Helicon audio and a USB out directly into the computer. And that means it's got to be something to do with the camera, I would think. Because it's the camera, it sounds like the audio is staying where it should be, but when I turn the camera on, the camera is somehow getting a delay. Now, I've gone through most of the videos that I had planned to share on the live stream with Kelly. If there is anything you guys want to see, let me know. I think we already shared everything, and really all I can do now is try to figure out why this camera keeps going off the way that it does. And that's not something that all you guys want to sit there and see me figure out. So we'll probably wrap this up here shortly. I am really not sure. If somebody's really good at this stuff and we have time during spin down and I haven't figured out by then why it keeps getting off, I'll drag one of you guys over to my house and we'll get this thing nailed so that I can do this regularly without all the headache, because it looks so much better when I'm using that camera versus that camera. I mean, it just doesn't look as good. Because let's see if it goes right back out of sync. So I switch back to the Blackmagic. And am I directly back out of sync, or is it plug it into another input into the ATM, the mic? So I have the mic. Oh, okay. Let's try that. So we'll take the mic out, put it off and turn that one on. Okay, so hopefully I have audio again. So I have the mic set up on one channel and the video set up on a different channel now. So give it about 10 seconds and we'll see what happens. And so here's the thing though, even though it's in sync right now, it doesn't want to stay in sync. Like, I'm not touching anything but the focus, guys, don't worry. Because I got to do manual focus and I'm out of focus now. All right, so a little bit more and I'm out of focus again. Manual focus. It would be great if this would stay in sync, but all night I hadn't touched anything. If I share anything or if I do anything, it just goes back out of sync. I am using the second input now on the ATM Mini. If you guys aren't familiar with that is a box where you can have 4 videos in and you can switch back and forth to them. Like I can just switch like that and turn it off and turn it back on with a fade, which is pretty cool. I can do all this other stuff too. Let's see if I turn this off and get back on. You can actually make it so it fades up, right, all kinds of stuff. But normally instead of going black, that would go to another screen with another camera. So it's definitely something to do with the camera. And I wouldn't be surprised if I'm out of sync already just by doing that. This whole thing has been sort of a nightmare. It just doesn't want to stay in sync with the audio. We still have a few people. They're dropping off quick, so I think we're going to end up having to wrap this up before we get down to like 5 of us, because this is going to bore everybody. We had a great show with Kelly. I want to thank him again for coming on here. You guys make sure, if you guys like Spin Down here in Dillon and you guys have a good time, make sure you let Kelly know afterwards. Hit him up. Make sure you give him a big thank you, big pat on the back while you're here. I think we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a great time at Spin Up. And we're going to wrap it up right there. And I'll see you guys in the next one, I think. Not sure when we'll go live again, but I'm going to try to get another video up prior to me going to Spin Down if possible. You guys have a great night and enjoy the rest of your holiday Monday. And we're all back to work tomorrow.